Hi,
Hi
all.
all!
Welcome to episode one of Completely Normal Mount Podcast. Yeah.
Yay! So the thing about me and Summer is that we have tried to film this twice already.
And you know what? That's okay. That's okay.
It's
Even
totally
the
okay.
best of us have to have a trial run.
Even the first episode was 2.5 hours long, and I was like, this is an editing nightmare, actually. So we decided to come back and do it from scratch one more time. So
Just one more time.
we did
And you
do
know
kind of
what?
overload on the last one. So
And what did we expect, really, truly?
yeah, I mean, it was basically us on phone call. It was just kind of like a stream of consciousness, not really organized at all. We tried so hard.
Yep, 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 yep. At one point, we were talking about Throne of Glass, and then we got on to Bundt Cakes.
Yep.
So, not really
Mhm.
sure how we got there.
And we decided that maybe it's for this first episode, we're not going to mention Sarah J. Maas other than this exact moment because once you get us started, you're not going to get us to stop.
And that's all we'll say about that.
And at Summer, we hit our limit. We're no more. We can't say a single word about her again. Sorry.
Until the Sarah J. Maas
Episode,
episode.
of
Yeah,
course.
of
Right.
course.
Multi
Or
episodes.
well, episode series, really.
Series year long. Like,
Series.
come on. All right, yay! So I thought it would be fun if we did a little intro Summer, if you don't mind, if you want to do a little hey, tell everybody what you're up to and such.
Oh yeah, so like I said already, I'm Summer. I live in Sweet Home, Alabama. I do social media in my work life. Not an influencer. I do social media for a company.
Hmm.
I have a lovely husband named Grayson and a super cute dog named R2 that absolutely takes no inspiration on the franchise movie posters I have behind me.
Hmm. And for those
Um,
audio listeners, that's going to go ahead and be Star
oh,
Wars.
yes, thank you so much, Allison, for holding me accountable on that.
It's what I
Um,
do.
yeah, I love to read, always love to read, continue that in my adult life as well. Slight obsession of mine. I love Broadway, I love movies
Hmm.
and all things like that, and I yap about them every chance I get.
Oh, Summer, that's just the sweetest thing I've ever heard. Okay, a little bit about me. I also work in social media, not an influencer yet. But I do work for a company as well. I do social media. I used to work in the news, so I was a news reporter for about a year and a half. It sucked. So now I'm doing comms and marketing. I also love to read as well. Me and Summer, I think the majority of our phone calls are going to be about books in general, so that's really sweet. We actually started our love for reading together in high school as well, so this has kind of been an ongoing thing throughout our entire friendship. And I have one more thing I wanted to say. I This year, one of my goals was to start a booktube YouTube channel. So I have been doing that recently, and I've been having a lot of fun.
And Mimi.
Oh my gosh, I keep forgetting about Mimi. Okay, so I also have a cat named Mimi. She is the love of my life, my literal child. She is the sweetest little thing, especially when she literally won't let me sleep. It's completely gorgeous.
It's quite endearing.
So if you go to my Instagram, you'll probably see a plethora of photos and videos of my sweet Mimi. She is the sweetest little thing. She's actually right here chewing on my cords, which is precious. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
well,
so
lovely.
cute. Anyway, so that's pretty much it about me. I don't have that much other than like completely obsessed with everything that I consume. So
And we'll get into that as we create more episodes because
oh yeah. And that kind of is good transition to talk about the meaning and backstory behind our podcast title,
the origin.
the origins of the title, which is completely normal amount if you did not know. So recently Summer and I read the third installation in the Imperium series, which is Fourth Wing. If for those who are just not familiar with the full series, that's totally fine. Anyway, Onyx Storm was the most anticipated read. I don't know about you, Summer, but for me, it was the
Oh,
most anticipated read of the year.
yes. I thought it was going to end up being like my top read of the year.
Yeah, and the fact that it was in January, I was like, gosh, you can only go down from here.
Yes.
And unfortunately, it we can only go up.
Oh, much like very quickly too.
Completely up. It's
Mhm.
actually funny because me and Summer were reading it at the exact same time, and she texted me, I was like, please call me when you're done. And it was literally 5 seconds later, I said, I just finished.
And like I don't know how I would have survived if I had to wait like even 2 hours or a day. I would have died. I needed to just vent our full opinions on that, which were there were many.
There were many. God bless Grace and her husband. I feel for him truly because if he's ever in the room when we get on the phone, I'm just like, bless his heart, he needs to leave the room. Like this is going to take a while. I really do
I
feel
am sat for the foreseeable future. I have an appointment.
yeah, team meeting as we like to say.
Yes, yes. And we have many of them.
And, and most of them have nothing to do with business. So,
No, 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 no. It's all pleasure. So,
all
yeah,
pleasure and Grayson, if you're listening, which I know you are,
better be.
yeah, he better be. I am so sorry.
You know
I
what?
tried
It's
to keep it
okay.
short. The past two phone calls have been really short on your behalf, so
Oh, and no worries. Like, he's fine. He'll be fine.
yeah, no, I love him to death. I really do.
Like, we need to get it out of our system somehow.
Yeah, like if he's not gonna hear it from me, he's gonna have to hear it. You know what I mean?
Right, right, right,
If you
right,
don't let
right.
it out, he's gonna have to hear it. So.
Yep, yep, yep.
Okay, so we thought it would be fun for episode one to kind of go into the lore of our friendship. Me and Summer, I think we calculated it's been 12 years since we've met, or
Decade and change.
decade and some change. Okay, we've been friends for 12 years. So sweet. Um, and I think it would be fun, Summer, if you started off with the lore because you were new to the scene when we met. So,
Yes, okay, that would be lovely. So sorry. Had to spray my dog back here. He did make an appearance if anybody saw him
yeah,
sitting back there. So like Allison said, we've been friends for 10 years, meaning we met freshman year of high school.
mhm.
I switched schools as I did many times growing up, so I was definitely, oh,
Hey!
hey,
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 R2!
hey, RT, you really say hi on your camera? No, he's camera shy. Anyway, let me get him down. See? Anywho, so like I said, we met in ninth grade, so I was going to a new school first day of class. Also, did not even start actually on the first day of class. I started like a week into the year, which is
hmm
by far even worse.
No, yeah, dare I say.
Um, Things that are embarrassing that shouldn't be is just going to a new school first day of class. But then you're talking about not even being the first day of class, coming in a week late, even more embarrassing.
Hmm
And to top it all off, I had to walk into a lunchroom full of people I didn't know, and that was also embarrassing.
Yeah.
But that is where Allison and I did meet for the first time. We met in fourth period.
Yes.
In high school, that was our lunch was like separated into blocks, I guess is how you
hmm
would call it. So we were in fourth period biology together.
hmm
And we did not speak at all, or from my memory, we didn't speak at all in class.
Yeah,
Like
no, yeah.
I don't know if we went straight to lunch or if we went to lunch at the end. I couldn't remember where our block was.
I think it was
But
like in the middle. But either way, our biology class, speaking was not an
no, no,
option.
no, 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 no. That was
Even
not
in our
gonna
advisory
fly.
time, not an option. So,
No, 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 no. So I just remember us me having to figure out what a block style lunch period was because I had never been to a school that had that. Also, my first day of high school, so
mhm.
kind of a new style of classes and things and such. And when we got dismissed for lunch, Allison was in front of me in line. I believe you were in front of me.
I don't remember.
Memory is a little foggy.
Oh, the minuscule details don't
No,
matter.
I just remember we were standing in line in close proximity, whether it was in
Yes.
front or behind, either way.
By the
And
way,
Allison,
that was very strategic. by the way. I did
Yes.
that on
Oh,
purpose. So,
yep. And
okay,
I
go
did not
ahead.
know. It was not noticeable at the time until Allison, of course, told me later. But we were standing in close proximity in the lunch line, and Allison just goes, "Hey, do you want to sit with us at lunch?" And I cannot tell you what that means to me personally, because as I just expressed, most embarrassing thing to do on the first day of a new school
Hmm.
is to walk into the lunchroom and have to decide, oh my God, do I sit by myself and people make fun of me for sitting by myself? Or do I sit with a group of people that I don't know and they make fun of me for sitting with them? Awful. So much anxiety. And
Mm.
Allison just lifted that weight off my shoulders and it was very sweet. And I said, oh. Oh my gosh, she's so nice. Yes, please, like, let me sit with you at lunch. Was definitely just her and one other person. So just
I don't even
three
remember
people.
who else it was. It
Yeah.
she who not be named. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm remembering now.
And we ended up sitting at the same table in the same seats every single day for the rest of the year.
Yeah, so we sat together, which was sweet. I actually, my friend group at the time, who was soon to be Summer's friend group as well, um, I don't remember who saw you first. Maybe you had class with somebody. I don't know. But someone was like, there's a new girl and you had the longest hair Summer. And this was 2014. So if you were ever a teenager in 2014, you know that like the waist long hair was like the thing, right?
There is a photo of my hair in the intro if you take a little pause and try to spot it of how long it was.
It was the longest hair I've ever seen. And I was like, I love that hair. I have to tell her and be friends with her. That is, and sometimes it's as simple as that. A
And,
friendship, it can spark between two girly girls who just love each other's hair. And I love Summer's hair
and
and
that's
her
all it takes.
and her camo backpack.
Now you see that was a memory I did choose to erase from my brain with intention.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean
Um,
to bring up such a sensitive topic.
I did move forward. It was pink camo
Yes, it
if
was.
I'm not mistaken.
It definitely was.
Um, to be, completely transparent, I grew up with just my dad, so he did select the materials in which I wore and took to school,
Hmm.
which did evolve to bringing a pink camo backpack, which I quickly decided I do not want that, and I ended up getting a brown little like sack backpack
Hmm.
from Amazon. We all did.
Yes.
We got matching ones.
Hmm.
That's right.
We did. It was
That's
cute. I
true.
still have mine too. Do you?
I do
Oh,
too.
okay,
I
cute.
do. I
Oh,
do.
that could be our backpacks for Disney.
Oh, oh my God, they should. They should be.
How nostalgic.
I bet we have a picture with our backpacks at least in proximity.
We surely
Do a little
do.
throwback.
Right.
I think that I met out of the people in this friend group that Allison is referencing. I think I met you first, but I might have, and if I did not, I apologize. But I'm pretty sure I
Hmm.
met you and spoke to you first, but
I think
maybe
yes. I think
people just saw me.
on your side, yes. On our side, we were scheming to make sure you were in a friend group. So I think I was like, I specifically remember seeing you and I was like, okay, I'm going to ask this girl because you look so timid, bless your heart.
Oh, I
And like
know I was.
me acting like I was so confident in high school, like that took everything in me to be like, do you want to sit with us at lunch? Like,
Please.
it took everything out of me, Summer. Like I was drained after that conversation.
Oh, and I understand. I'd be the same way today. So,
I was so like I don't know how to describe myself in high school. I was like shy but extroverted at the same time. Like this is also part of our lore, but we were theater kids, which is sweet. So like I obviously had some kind of extrovert qualities, but when it came to real life, I was like kind of like halfway, I think. I was a little shy.
hmm
But yeah, I remember I invited Summer to come eat, and the rest was her story.
The rest is her story. I did, which I didn't know this at the time. That reminds me of Hamilton,
Hmm.
that phrase. I didn't know this at the time, but later, and memory is weird. I think it's the same day. It definitely might have not been,
Hmm.
but later that day I had PE, which was sixth period, so after biology.
Hmm.
And I met two other individuals who were part of this friend group that I didn't know they already knew Allison. One
Hmm.
of them being my maid of honor, Trisha,
Hmm.
and the other being another individual.
Yep.
And they also befriended me. And that is where I learned of a fun little meet and greet coming up that they wanted me to go to. They had let me know that they knew you and that there was a
Right.
group of people going to meet this YouTuber named Ricky Dillon.
And once again, if you grew up as a teenager in 2014, there's no way you didn't know who O2L was.
Oh, for sure. Unless you were.
Unless you were Summer Earl, of course.
Yeah. So me being so shy and so nervous and just wanting to make friends at a new school, and it's literally high school, so I was like, I have to make friends. I don't want to be a loser, dare I say.
Hmm.
I completely said, yeah, I would love to join you guys, people I don't know, on a trip that's what, like 2 hours away from the city that
Hmm.
we're in, and meet this person that I'm gonna pretend that I know, so that way you like me. So I did say, oh my God, I love Ricky Dillon. I would love to go with you.
And by the way, Summer just told me that she had no idea who Ricky was 3 months ago. So,
That was my deepest, darkest secret.
I mean,
I From then I did divulge in his content and O2L and such, very famous YouTube group. Again, if you grew
hmm
up during that time, you know who I'm talking about. And I did genuinely develop a love for this person and
hmm
the rest of the content and associated with this person. But at the time, I did not know. So I did keep that close to the vest. For sure, took a picture of me hugging him and said, OMG, so excited I met Ricky Dillon. Still had no idea who he was. He also brought his best friend named Shelby. Yes.
Shelby.
And like that was like a known thing that they were best friends on
Hmm.
YouTube. And so when she was there, I was like, oh God, I don't know who this is. Fully pretended I knew who she was. Took a picture with her too.
The thing is, I didn't really know who Shelby was either. I was there for Ricky. I mean, I knew who she was like by proxy, but I didn't watch her. I didn't care. Shelby, God bless if you're listening. Had no idea who you were.
But guess
Um,
what? We know now.
we do know now, and even after that meet and greet, still didn't consume the content because at that time I was boy crazy and only cared about O2L. So,
Yep, 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 yep. But that was a really sweet
and
secret to divulge over Christmas
yeah,
break
that
to
was just
Allison.
there's no barriers between me and Summer now. Like we share no secrets. That was the
That was
last
the only one.
one.
That was the only.
That was the last one. And I at some point I'm probably going to throw up the photos of us because we did have our first. This is also in the intro. I'm pretty sure isn't the first photo that we took together in the intro.
Yes, yeah, because
Hmm.
because I have my long hair in that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I might throw it up just so we can see. But like it was the most blurry. But this was outside of Taco Bell, by the way. This was also the time where everyone thought Taco Bell was like the best fast food, and like I mean, today I still feel similar to how I did in 2014. But so we went to Taco Bell afterwards, took all of these photos, and we made our friendship Instagram official.
And I like, for some reason, timeline wise, I can't remember how long into the school year it was, but like it was not that long.
No, 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 no.
Like, and
It was
it
definitely
didn't
the
take much.
fall. It was the fall. And
But I just remember it being like very sudden, being invited and going and not really knowing
and
everyone quite yet.
right, yeah. And the thing is, Summer, that was a scheme. As I've said before, like we were scheming so hard. Like we had a plan. We're like, we're gonna invite her. When we found out that you quote liked Ricky Dillon, we were like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be perfect. Like,
And you see, this is why you should lie, because what if I
right.
said I didn't? You probably wouldn't have invited me. And what if you're like, oh, she's lame? And then we wouldn't be friends and we wouldn't have this podcast from our millions of
Oh
listeners.
my gosh, you have millions of listeners. I don't think that would have been the case, but so after that, Summer was fully within the friend group, and we started to divulge in other obsessions far from you. Like we also loved all the famous YouTubers other than O2L, but then we
Mm-hmm.
started to divulge in more like music.
Yeah.
And at that time, we were trying to be edgy. Oh my gosh, do you remember sophomore year? We like made a pact that we would wear a skirt like every Tuesday or something.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh my God, I forgot about
We
that.
tried to like dress up
Yeah.
for school. It was crazy.
Yes. Oh my God, I remember that because we were trying to be like not
Tumblr,
Instagram models, but yeah, like Tumblr, like
Brandy Melville model. That was when Brandy
yes.
Melville was taking off. So like We, oh, and by the way, I like would we would take my mom's camera and do full on photo shoots
Oh,
and
got
tag
right
Brandy
to it.
Melville and be like, please,
Yep, yep,
please.
yep, yep.
Oh gosh. And you know what? I feel like those experiences of pretending to be influencers in high school has pushed us to be where we are today in our careers, and I stand by that.
Oh, and I mean, I don't regret that time whatsoever. It taught me so
No.
much. It is,
And
it's part of who I am.
and you know what? If people made fun of us, one, I didn't know, and two, I didn't care.
No.
I loved our Instagram feeds.
And like, look at where we are now.
So
It
much
has
fun.
trained me to become who I am. I do it for a living
Exactly.
now. So,
Yep. We are
what can they
content
say?
creators at heart.
Oh, at heart. I mean, have you seen our Instagram feed for completely normal amount?
Oh my gosh, Summer, I didn't want to bring it
She's
up, but it's
beautiful.
gorgeous. It's
She's
so pretty.
beautiful. It's a baby we're very proud of.
We have a whole brand kit, y'all. We went deep. We went
I mean,
deep.
there are so many of you who anticipated this. Like, we had to give it our all.
Right, like we had so many people begging and begging. We had to make sure that it was perfect. So
Yeah.
from Ricky Dillon, we moved on to some
Music.
some obscure some obscure bands. Okay. One being Before You Exit, which was fully a boy band.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Which you guys introduced to me. I did not pretend that I knew who they were, but
Yes.
that was introduced to me by you guys. Yeah.
Yes. Who we they were my all-time favorite band
Mm-hmm.
at that time. The day we met them, it's my phone passcode to this day. Like, I mean, I loved BYE. Okay? And what was great about the concert that we went to see Before You Exit, they were opening for the Vamps, which was also one of our favorite bands. And I'm glad we did because the Vamps don't even tour in the US anymore.
Nope. 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 Nope.
Every time they post a tour date, I'm like, I want to go so bad. And they just did their 10-year anniversary. Fully did not come to the US, which is sweet. So
Love them. That was such a
gorgeous.
good memory of mine. My first picture on my phone, like for the first time I ever had an iPhone, is Bradley Simpson from that concert,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
which is sweet. And I haven't deleted it because, I do
You
like to look at it every
can't.
now and then. No, God,
My
no.
first YouTube video was a vlog for that concert.
Yep, yep. We stayed in a hotel. We planned our outfits for, oh my God, I don't even know how
How
long.
long? It was crazy.
Um, oh, we like stalked tour buses
They were
and
actually, the boys were actually staying in our hotel.
yes, and we didn't we that was not planned. We just had discovered that if I'm remembering
Yes, we actually missed them. As soon as we
correctly.
went up to our room, they came down to the lobby, which is doesn't matter. We met them, so it doesn't matter. But like, it could have been a sweet little like, haha, got you moment. You know
But
what I
still,
mean? We missed them, but that's okay.
could have been a meet cute. Could have been the reason why you guys got married.
Yeah, like Toby McDonough.
Toby.
That was my baby boy. Loved him. Loved him.
We love them all.
No, we
And of
did.
course, like we can't talk about boy bands without talking about our tried and true
To this day.
to this
To this
day,
day. 5
5 seconds of
sauce.
summer. Our hearts, part of our hearts is dedicated to loving every single member of that band and every
Hmm.
single piece of music that they create. And I mean, literally every single piece of music they create.
They have no skips. There is not a single song that I hate by 5 Seconds of Summer.
Nope, nope,
To this
nope,
day.
nope. And one of the other concerts we went to in high school was a 5 Seconds to Summer concert. It
Hmm.
was in an outdoor amphitheater and it did fully
Hmm.
pour.
We got
Monsoon,
soaked.
soaking wet, no pavilion, nothing to cover up in, no rain jacket, of course. And of course we stayed, as we should.
No,
So every single one of the videos completely drenched, but it's totally
we were
fine.
discussing. It doesn't matter because we were on the lawn in the
Yep.
amphitheater, so they didn't see us anyway. God,
No.
all of those videos are like the most blurry. Like they are literally specks of dust in our
Those are the
videos.
first videos I have on in my Snapchat
Yes,
memories.
I think Snapchat Memories was introduced the day that that came out, that we went
Yes.
to that concert.
Yes. That's what I was remembering too. So that means it's true if two people remember it.
Hmm.
And we were like, "Oh my God, I gotta save everything. So I recorded every single song naturally on my Snapchat, saved every
Mm-hmm.
single one, did put a black and white filter over half of them, because why not?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which it's
yeah,
crazy to think that we were the generation that was introduced to Instagram first. Like
yes,
I think Instagram came out when we were like in middle school. We
yeah,
were introduced to Snapchat first. Like we were there when it was written, which is
mm-hmm,
it's like crazy to think because now it's like such a daily thing that I'm always on Snapchat, I'm always on
right.
Instagram. Like that's crazy that we were there when it was like first released.
To think about how long we've just been using these apps is kind of like sickening, just a
Yeah.
little bit.
And obviously Instagram is like so different from what it used to be, but
Yeah.
good
And Snapchat
times.
is too, to an extent. I mean, for the most part, it's relatively the same, but they've got like influencers and stuff on there now, and like
Mm-hmm.
it's a little bit different, but
I miss the old Instagram. I do.
yeah, where we can be. It was basically like Tumblr if you didn't want to use Tumblr. Like you could be
Yeah.
artsy and like charismatic, and it didn't matter likes and comments and such.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
Clearly, it didn't matter to us because we sure kept posting
Oh my
every day.
gosh. And that was before you could do slides. So if we did a photo shoot,
Oh, we would have to post
we would
multiple times.
yeah, we it wasn't you slide 10, it was post 10.
Yeah.
So
Yep. And we did move forward
yeah.
with doing that, of
And
course.
we did obviously curate feeds, so it had to be precise.
Oh, yep. I know at one point I had like a blue feed, a
Hmm.
purple feed.
Yeah, a
I
dark.
think, yeah. Like high contrast feed.
Hmm. Sure did.
Sure did.
Sure did.
Oh, and I was like, oh, I gotta do pictures of my face, and then I gotta do pictures of the trees, and then a picture of my coffee and
Yes.
books.
It was an
Really,
art. It was
I'm
an art.
inspired by my old self, honestly. You want to think it's cringe, but like, I
I
should bring
don't
that part of me back.
I don't find it cringy at all. I go back and look at my feed of that time when we met before you exit because we had so many photo shoots, so our photos were beautiful. And then like the way that I curated it, I was like, wow, like I am doing something. Hated the filter.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm like, ew, I'm not a dark girl at all. Like I love pastels,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. And my feed was so dark, but it looked good.
And that's all that matters at the end of the day.
No, and at the end of the day, that is literally all that matters. But if we're gonna talk about five sauce, we're going to have to bring up Wattpad or Wattpad or however you say it.
I say Wattpad.
Me
I guess I didn't
too.
realize other people said it differently, but
Me either.
whatever.
I've always called it Wattpad, and the reason I discovered Wattpad is because I looked up before you exit fan fiction on Google, and Wattpad showed up, and I said, "What's this?" And
And of
then
course, you had to dive straight in.
yeah, no, and I read about seven, and which is crazy that they had fan fiction to begin with because they were like nobodies at the time, and now I mean they're not even a band anymore, but whatever. So from there, we moved to five sauce fan fiction. And One Direction fan fiction?
You can't have one without the other, honestly.
No, the crossovers
Mm-hmm.
when they were in
Mm-hmm.
both. Oh my gosh,
That was ideal.
you couldn't beat it.
Some, hmm hmm Some of the best pieces of work I have read have been 5 Seconds of Summer slash One Direction fan fiction. I think
Hmm.
about the specifically the Callum Hood one because I was a Callum Hood girl back in high school called
Hmm.
Afraid.
Yep. Me and
Ah,
Summer, we would be in math when the new we would discuss the new chapter because on Wattpad it wasn't fully published. It was you had to
mm-hmm.
wait for the chapters to come out. So me and Summer would go on and on and on as not how we are now, of course. That was obviously a
No, no,
habit that we
no.
broke, but we
Uh-huh,
would
we've
go
grown.
on. Yeah, we've grown from that, but we would go on and on and on and on about that freaking fan fiction. And to this day, sometimes I still go back and reread some scenes because like it's so nostalgic.
I do too. I think about that book on the regular, and what
Mm.
great writing. Quite really,
I mean, it
really.
really was. I've been wanting to go back and just read like fan fictions that we read in high school, but I'm scared they're not going to live up to what we thought they were.
I don't want to tarnish my memory.
No, and I'm not saying afraid would be that way at all. That's not what I'm saying. But it is a slippery slope to go back and reread
Right.
things you read at 14. So,
But what's crazy is like people were just putting that stuff out for free.
for free. And now Wattpad is
For
crazy. You have to like watch ads to finish a chapter or whatever. It's like making me feel icky. Like let a girl read.
Yeah, please. I mean, there's so many different types of fan fiction I read in there. I remember trying to read Shawn Mendes fan fiction, wasn't working for me at the time.
Hmm.
I tried to dive into like Austin Mahone fan
I
fiction.
did too. Oh my gosh. No, there was one Austin Mahone one that was so good.
I think I remember remembering reading one that was really good, but I don't remember the title of it.
Was it Deadly Kisses?
Ah,
Just to throw out a few.
just something that comes off like the top of my mind. I wasn't really thinking
Yeah.
that hard, but like Deadly Kisses, perhaps. Oh my God, that unlocks a memory of mine.
I know.
Wow.
He was like such a bad
Wow.
boy in that one.
Oh my God, I'm like sweating a little bit.
I
I don't know
know.
why. That's great.
The names of
Oh
these
wow.
titles were beyond crazy too. Like what are we talking about? Love it to death though.
Love it to death. Can't say enough good things about Wattpad and specifically Five Seconds Summer One Direction fan fiction, especially the
Hmm.
one where I get to pretend I'm Harry Styles' sister.
And then you're kind of doing She's the Man and
Right.
falling in love with Luke Hemmings, of course.
And I don't mind.
No,
I'll
I
do
don't
that.
mind. He might think I'm a man, but I don't mind.
I don't mind. It's all
And
good.
in true fangirl fashion, who were we to just read fan fiction? Who were, how dare you think we were just consumers and not creators?
How can we call ourselves true fangirls if we didn't practice the art form?
No, yeah, like we had to be in the battlefield in order to understand the strategy,
Hmm.
obviously.
Hmm. So yeah, we did move forward with writing our own fan fiction for each
Mhm.
other.
And if you're seeing a trend here, we obviously were obsessed with MagCon.
If
Of
you couldn't kind of put
course.
some pieces together when we talked about YouTube and boys and such.
I posted Cameron Dallas every Man Candy Monday
And
for probably a year.
like the fact that we still don't have Man Candy Monday,
It's,
diabolical.
oh my gosh, Summer, I'm begging you to do Man Candy Monday on your feed. I'm begging
Okay.
you.
Okay. All right.
Wait,
All right.
we should do that on the podcast feed too. Man Candy Monday.
Yes. Okay. That's brilliant.
Oh wait, that would be so good actually.
Okay. Good. And we'll just have to pull our Man Candy, which that's not going to be that, I mean, that difficult at all, but
Yeah, narrowing it down to 50, I think I can do.
yeah,
Yeah.
I can manage.
I think that that's manageable. Get down. Get hold on, Mimi. Okay. Okay, so deal. Monday we're doing Man Candy Monday, period.
So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, and you know what? This I don't know when this episode's coming out, but you just keep a lookout for Man Candy Monday. We're
And you
doing
know
it.
what? Maybe we might make it like a little bit of a regular thing.
Who's to say we can't do it all?
Yeah. Who's to say we can't dabble in everything?
Summer, I really want you to talk about how we would sit in your bedroom and discuss plot lines for our
Uh,
fan fiction.
regularly, regularly. I distinctly have a memory of writing one, and I might be wrong, but it was you and Toby McDonough,
Hmm.
right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Well, yeah, he was my favorite.
And I also remember us doing it similar to like a Wattpad style where like
Hmm.
I would release a little bit to you at a time.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, in the Google Doc, yeah.
Okay. Okay, I just want to make sure like my memories are all lining up correctly.
Wait, I'm gonna see if I can find it while you're talking.
Oh my God, I thought about doing that the other day, but I didn't look. Oh my God, I bet it still exists. And let me tell you, we thought we were like up and coming young art authors
John
here.
Green, if you
Like,
will.
if
We
you
were
will,
John Green.
we were getting prepared to post this potentially on Wattpad for Amazon to give us a deal to publish the book itself and such as we had heard that had happened for other people. So we thought it would happen for us easily considering our work was quite like revolutionary and legendary.
Yes.
Of course, one memory that specifically sticks out to me is that Allison, I hope I'm right. Allison had an obsession with apple toaster strudels,
Yes.
maybe?
Yep.
Yep, 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 yep. And of course, the like my mind was at that young age thought like how wonderful would it be to like intertwine real life with the fan fiction life,
Hmm.
and I might as well write that into the
Yeah,
storyline.
they say
And so
write
I
what
did
you
move
know.
forward with write what you know. And if I recall, didn't Toby make one for you? Or did you just make one for yourself?
I honestly
Do
don't.
you remember?
I don't remember. All I remember is that we tried to fit in every man for MadCon somehow in the story. Jack and
Yes.
Jack were my best friends.
Yes.
Kenny Holland was my best friend as well, but he was in love with me. I don't
Yes.
know
And I
where.
was in the story, but I ended up I was either dating, who would have it been?
Probably Sean, right?
Yeah, it
Or
was.
Jacob Whitesides maybe.
I think it was Sean.
That makes sense.
And like we were already either dating or flirting with the idea of dating in this particular story. Of course, we couldn't leave out any of the man candies. So,
No, they were all in it. Cameron Dallas was in it. Nash Guerrero was in it. Matthew Espinosa.
oh my
Like it was
gosh.
jam packed, and that was like chapter one. That
Oh,
was.
yeah, and I don't really know that we got much further than
I
good
don't.
old chapter one.
I don't
Did you
remember.
find it?
No, our emails. They I must have like a deleted because I only have emails from 2020, which is
Really?
so sad. It might be in your drive though, if I had to guess, if you still have it. But yeah, no, we and also, I mean, as if you're a teen girl or a girl in your late 20s like we are, I'm sure that you have, come up with sort of a good nighttime imagine for yourself that you kind of you fall asleep to these imagines. And so when Summer would spend the night, we would make up imagines for each other, which was really sweet.
Yeah, and like I couldn't fall asleep otherwise.
No, yeah, it was definitely the lullaby to Summer for
Hmm.
sure.
What amazing time. Maybe we should do a phone call every night from now on. Just
I'm sure Grayson would love
we'll
that.
include Grayson in the mix. He can
All the
contribute.
imagines are about you and Grayson. Grayson's her husband, by the way.
Yeah,
If we're
in
gonna
case we did not
reiterate, we're gonna reiterate that.
reiterate,
That's her
that's my
husband.
husband.
So,
Oh goodness. Or maybe Grayson and I can just write some like together for you
hmm
and share them with you each night
oh
to
my
help you.
gosh, that would be gorgeous. It would be so sweet.
We'll get to work on that. I'll be sure
Summer,
to tell him when he gets home.
I never told you this, but like I lived for the Imagines. Like
Oh,
lived. Oh gosh, they made me feel like such. I'm sure as all One Direction girlies did, the One D Imagines did everything for me because it wasn't like reading a
those were the
full.
best.
You didn't have to read the full book. It was just like here's the scene, and it did the job. It did.
It sure
That's when
did.
Instagram was good. When people were posting One Direction
Yes.
Imagines.
Yes. And like to this day, I'll take a peek at some of them because I just want to feel something.
Hmm.
Because I feel like they keep getting brought up in the other forms of content I consume. Like Brittany Broski brought it up on like I think Royal Court, like her
Hmm.
interview YouTube channel, and I feel like Brooke Averick, another podcaster slash YouTuber, brought it up one time, probably the One Direction one, and now I just keep seeing them every once in a while on Instagram, and I'm like, dang, this was such
There's
a good time of our
no, they're
lives.
still so good.
Like I'm consuming them for fun.
Yeah, like no, it's fully giving me butterflies at the end of the day. Okay,
And at the end of the day, that's all that really matters.
no, yeah. So also I think me and Summer wanted to briefly mention since we are talking about our lore, you cannot talk about our lore without talking about our theater escapades. Um, as I stated earlier, we were theater kids. We did theater from freshman year to senior year,
Mm-hmm.
including Lion
We
King and
did.
Aladdin, which were like our standouts, I think, as far as our careers. Summer did
Oh,
move forward with
absolutely.
playing Zazu, if you're familiar with the bird in Lion King.
The male bird, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And Allison did move forward with playing the lioness
Lioness as well as Hyena was doing double
and
duty.
hyena. What was hyena's name? I was trying to think about that. That's why I paused.
Bonsai?
Hyena had a name.
Bonsai?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I
Yeah.
was trying to think if there are three of them. Three?
Hmm.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't remember what the other one was. I know there was like Ed, Bonsai, and like Shinzi,
Oh, Ed,
perhaps.
that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Also, in addition to playing Zazu, I also played a lioness on some nights,
Hmm.
and honestly, that was the highlight of our of Lion King because we got to perform Shadowland,
Mm,
which is a very popular song or moving song, dare I
moving.
say, from Lion King. If you know or are familiar with the work.
Oh yeah, I preferred being a lioness over the hyena because being a
Naturally.
lioness felt like we were a part of something. We all I definitely hit the mic. Anyway, we also had these beautiful like mask head pieces. Gorgeous. So
Yes,
beautiful.
they were.
Um and I think that even though that was our junior year, that was the most I've ever cried at the end of a show. Like Lion King was so special. I feel like to everybody in that cast, it was gorgeous.
Alice and I are emotional by nature, but everyone was emotional at the end of our run for that show.
We extended the run actually because it was so popular. We did it two
Yes.
weekends instead of one.
Yep. 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 We performed for the general public, our high school, middle schools, elementary schools.
Hmm.
Like, it was such a good
It
time.
was like that. I think that's like one of my core memories from high school. Like
Yes.
peak. That's probably number one is Lion King.
And we still talk about it to this day,
To this
clearly.
day, to this day. And I think in our intro we do have a Lion King photo, if I'm
Yes.
remembering, I
I think
think.
it's a photo of me in the Zazu costume and you
Hmm.
in the
Lioness.
lioness.
Yeah. So yeah, me and Summer were big, big, big theater kids in high school.
And naturally, we will have to dedicate an entire episode to
Oh yeah.
our love of theater.
Yeah, no, it definitely didn't stop there. It definitely has translated into adulthood as well.
Oh, and as it should. Okay, there was one thing I did want to bring up that we did in high school that I don't know if
Okay.
you remember, which would be
Okay.
like crazy if not, but we used to write letters to each other under an alias name,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
and the alias names were, of course, One
One
Direction
Direction.
song
Yes.
titles.
No, I remember. I remember. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure mine was Georgia Rose.
Yes, yours was Georgia Rose. Mine was Little Black Dress.
Yes. Oh, wait, no. And was it that or were 5 foot something with some skinny jeans? Or was that Abby?
I think that was Abby.
Abby's my sister, by the way. Yeah,
Yes,
okay,
we have
so
siblings.
yeah, we definitely did move forward with One Direction things. So you were Little Black Dress, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, I think I was Little Black Dress. And when I say we wrote letters to each other, like only like maybe this section of it was like written form. The rest of it was just art
Doodles
doodles. And we would exchange these like during classes we shared together, but then also like put them in
in
each other's
passing.
lockers
Hmm.
in passing. We did for sure definitely also spend almost every single night together, considering I basically lived at Allison's parents' house.
Hmm.
Um, Still exchanged letters then as well.
Yeah, no, we did. And summer, we obviously don't have to keep this in, but one of my favorite memories from high school with you specifically, I think it was junior year,
Mm-hmm.
maybe, or maybe it was it might have been sophomore year, but we did not have lunch block together, but you were leaving lunch when I was going to lunch, and you were always
Uh-huh.
at your locker, so I would always stop at your locker. You
Mm-hmm.
remember this? And we would sit there and wait for our crush to walk by with his lunchbox every single day. Mhm.
And you know what? Why wouldn't we keep that information in?
I think we should. We didn't drop names.
That is who we are at our core.
No, that's who we are. It's not my fault. Summer was at her locker.
And it's not my fault that we were crossing paths.
And,
I
and
was
it
leaving
and
lunch.
it's not our fault that we genuinely sat there, saw
Oh,
him round the corner, and I said, Summer, you have to look like you're busy.
we had some things to say.
And did he look us in the eye? Absolutely not. Did not. I
No,
guarantee you he
God,
did
no.
not acknowledge us. He did not know we were there. I am 100% sure of that, unless he was really, really sly. But
But
I'm
it's
not.
okay. We laid our eyes on him.
No, and that was the only time we got with him because he was an older man. he was an older man. So
And that's really where it all started, isn't it?
it, that's just, and if that says anything, that's just kind of who we are as a people. So
As a duo, as a pair, as a people.
as a as a people, that is who we are.
Oh, these letters bring up so many good memories.
I
Cannot tell
know.
you a single thing that was written in
I
them.
bet
Like
I still
I
have
can't.
them. Because I have a box of like things from high school at home, like my parents' house. So when I go back home, which I was literally home all week, but next time I go home, I'll look and see if I can find, because I'm pretty sure I saved a bunch of them.
I think I did too, but I don't know where I would have put them. I feel like they might be at my dad's house too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, if we do though, if I find some, we'll obviously have to share them.
Oh, of course. We used to use those, and you don't have to keep this part in, but those Papermate like fine tip
Mm-hmm.
colored, I guess, pens that were like really popular.
The
Like,
velvet one, like the
yes, the
felt
velvet one.
tips or something.
Felt, yeah, felt tips, that's what they were. And like if you had them, you were cool. You
Mm-hmm.
took the best notes, like
And
you
the
had the
thing
best
is,
penmanship.
I hated those pens. Like,
Oh, I use them now. Like I have some because I had so many because I would keep getting them. And now when I use them, I'm like,
it's not smooth. It's not
oh
smooth.
no, 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 it's rough. My handwriting looks actually atrocious with the felt tip.
Yeah, no,
Bad.
I just want a gel pen at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, just give me a gel pen.
I'm begging you.
Please.
All right, so we have one more little segment that we are thinking about adding in every episode, just kind of like a wrap-up situation called thoughts, comments, and concerns. So it could be something that we're doing like in our life or anything like that. I did forget to write things down, so Summer, you'll have to go first while I think.
And that's okay. Okay, so yeah, we want to do this segment at the end of every episode. So ideally, a thought would just be something that we're thinking about that week that we film, or something that's been on our minds lately. A comment, just
Mm,
commenting on something that's happening in the world, definitely pop culture related,
right.
and concern, just something that we're concerned about lately. So I'll go ahead and dive into mine. Currently, the thought or the thought mainly that has been on my mind since Sunday, today is
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday when we're filming, has been Cynthia and Ariana's performance at the Grammys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at the Oscars.
Oscars, yeah,
The Oscars.
of course.
Um, Specifically, the thought that I have is I think that there is something chemical in the way that they sing, that
Mm-hmm.
every time they sing together, whether it's in Wicked, part one, or like on my phone or live or whatever, I cry every time. I did shed tears when they performed the 30-second segment of Defying Gravity on the
Yeah,
Oscars. And I just wanted to share that thought with everyone that I am holding space for Defying Gravity to trigger an emotional response in me, and I just wonder
yeah,
why it does it every single time. I could cry
right.
thinking about it if I see it on TikTok, probably will shed a couple tears.
And that's
That's just my
okay.
thought.
Well, there is something chemical because those two are lit, like it is magic in the air when those two
Like
are duetting, of course.
they're I can get really passionate about it for no reason whatsoever, literally, but like they were performing live and they sound crystal clear, like
Mm-hmm.
angelic. It sounds exactly like it did in the film and on like the soundtrack, like talent, true talent, true
Mm-hmm.
talent.
Mm-hmm.
That's my thought. Allison, would you
Okay.
like to go with your thought? Would you like to bounce back and forth or
Yeah, we
just
can do that. I just thought of a thought. Okay, so recently I've been um like on my hands and knees begging for a really good werewolf novel. For those of you, actually, I don't think I've ever expressed this at all. No, this is actually a top secret. One of my favorite books of all time is Bride by Ali Hazelwood.
it should
And
be?
yeah, sorry, a spoiler alert. Like that's my one of my favorite books of all time. Anyway, and that is genuinely the only werewolf book that I have read that was done in a. Actually, no, I'll take it back because The Fake Mate was really good too. But
Mm-hmm.
like, it is so, so, so hard to find a werewolf book that is not the most cringiest piece of literature you have ever read. Like, what is it about that genre that ensues horrible writing?
Don't know, because like it can't be the fantasy element,
It's
because like fantasy
not.
can be written good. I don't know. I think it's people who don't understand
And
it fully.
and I feel like the ones that have tried to read outside of Bride, like these authors don't know how to build a tension
Right.
and a rapport. It's just like bam,
Yep.
they're
Yep.
mates. And I'm
Yep.
like,
Yep.
we need some tension. We need some anxiousness. We need some angst.
I would love to throw in
Um,
some yearning.
yeah.
Yearning is acceptable.
Oh my gosh,
Please.
yearning is a dead art these days.
Please. Please.
I am on the hunt. No pun intended. I am on the hunt for one, and if I find one, I will be sure to let the listeners know. But
Please.
I, I I'm letting you know now, like it'll be a werewolf month for me. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going full wolf mode for
Mm-hmm.
March. So I'll let you know what I find
The only two werewolf books that I've read that I've considered good have also been Bride and Fake Mate.
for
For
sure.
sure.
Okay, comments.
Okay. Comment for me, of course, I literally just talked about it, but the Oscars, I can go on and on. I do like to di like indulge in film, but I'm not like a film critic. Like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I didn't watch every single thing that was nominated. However, I did sit down and watch the 2.5+ hours of the
Mm-hmm.
Oscars from front to back,
Okay.
and I was kind of underwhelmed. I don't
Mm.
know, like it's not like a performance I understand, but like I felt like I don't know if you've seen anything about the Oscars.
I did not watch it.
Okay.
I
I
did
don't,
see the clip of Defying Gravity though.
Oh, well that was the best part.
Yeah.
And you and see like it started off strong, like literally brought to tears because of Cynthia and Ariana.
Hmm.
But the rest of it was just like I felt like most of the speeches were so painstakingly awkward, like I can't
Mm,
even express. Adrian Brody won best male lead for his film The Brutalist, and he spoke for almost 6 minutes. He asked them to cut the music because he's been here before. And so it was very awkward watching it live,
bless
and
his
people
heart.
were like um, being cut off, or it was just like felt like a lot of it was very awkward. This
Hmm.
one film, Honora, won multiple awards, so it was kind of like the same.
Hmm.
The director accepted a lot of them because he played multiple roles, I think, in that film. Forgive me
Right.
if I'm misspeaking. Anyway, it just felt really awkward. Conan O'Brien hosted, and I have no issue with him. I just felt like I don't know. It was a little underwhelming. It made me sad and it made me realize that really not a lot of, in my opinion, not a lot of great films came out this year. Because then I looked at like last year and there was like Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Barbie, all
Hmm.
those films, and I'm like, dang, 2024 really didn't hit the mark for movies. And so speaking this into existence in for 2025, good movies, dare I say.
Well, isn't the new Hunger Games coming out this year? No, the book is.
Yes.
Or is
Well,
the movie's
I thought
2020?
the movie. Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. The
Just
book is coming
kidding.
out this year.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah,
sorry.
that'll be exciting too. I'm excited for that book.
Now, Wicked for Good comes out in November, so Wicked Part 2. Wicked only took home 2 awards, and not one of them was for Best Original Sound or
Mm.
Best Picture of the Year. It was for Best Set and Best Costume. So, and they should, and I'm glad that they won awards, but like Cynthia didn't win for Best Female Lead, and Ariana didn't win for Best Supporting, and like that's fine, but like it did break my heart. Just
Yeah,
so
I
that
mean,
is my comment for the day.
I mean this in a non-biased way and I'm being so serious. Like Wicked was the best movie that came out last year. And
And I feel like most people who've been to the theater in 2024 would say that.
yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't.
That's a little underwhelming. I mean, I don't know how the Academy works. I mean, maybe they're trying to like spread the wealth or whatever, but it
I
deserved
don't
more than
know.
that.
I was just underwhelmed. I was so excited to watch, and it was just kind of fell flat for me. So,
I've never really been into like the award shows. I really like the Grammys, but that's about it. Like
yeah,
the Oscars, it's like half the movies I've never even heard of. So I'm like, okay, whatever.
yeah,
Okay, so my comment, I think I'm gonna say, um, I don't know if this is maybe your experience, but obviously, beginning of this year, we lost TikTok for 12 hours and got it back.
yeah. If that, yeah.
And since, like, I literally can't get myself to be on that app.
Oh, yeah. So, like we said, do social media for work. I've had the hardest time, like even coming up for things for like my job, because like I just am not consuming content that much on that app.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Like, obviously trends transfer from different social media apps, whatever, and I was really relying on TikTok, but now, like, I don't even know what's trending on TikTok. Like, I
No,
I can't get on it. Like, there's nothing wrong with it,
no.
but well, I mean, people are saying that the algorithm is different since we lost it and got it back, but even still, like, I
Well,
mean,
that would make sense, I guess.
it's still giving me content that I care about. It's just like I don't know. I just like don't find that I don't have the desire to get on it anymore. I think I might have overloaded myself trying to have as much as I could when I thought we
Yeah,
were losing it forever. And now I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't need to be on it.
I think every once in a while I'll get on there and like send like 7 videos to you because they're the first 7 videos I see and then I get off. But if
hmm
people send them to me, I just don't have the mental capacity to go through and look at them because I just have no, like literally no interest. If it is more than like 15 seconds, can't consume it at this time. I'm so
hmm
sorry. Specifically
hmm
for TikTok though. But then I've been really loving my Instagram Explore page. Don't know if you've like looked at that.
Oh no,
My
I haven't,
Instagram
but
Explore page. I it's very book I don't want to say book talk 'cause it's not TikTok, but it's basically like book talk.
yeah.
Um fan like book art, fan art, like
Yes.
videos, AI video, like all that's so I kind of like loving like Instagram a
No,
little
you're
bit.
right. My explore page is fully like fan art from books, which
Yes.
is my favorite content to consume. So, not saying that Instagram is the app to go to now. I don't know. But
Yeah, I would hate to say that because I'm not a huge Meta fan, but I do kind of like my Instagram Explore
no,
page.
Instagram is my favorite social media. I hate to say it.
Dare I say it's mine too.
It's just it's where we were raised. So,
I mean, did we not spend time talking about like our Instagram lore?
yeah, like
We have a true love for it
we really do. It's what we know. It's what
at
we
the end of
care.
the day.
Yeah. All right, concerns.
Concern. So, my concern is just very straightforward. I currently have a trip planned to New York in less than a week. It's Tuesday. I'm leaving on Sunday.
hmm
And I have a concern about
And
flying.
that's so valid, Summer. Like
Like
I, yep,
me and everyone else in America,
yeah.
literally.
I got on 2 flights in the
I
past week and it
Mhm.
was literally scared for my life. So,
And like I'm an anxious girly. I really am. Really did cringe saying that, but I do struggle with anxiety. But flights have never really given me like full panic attacks before. I've just kind
hmm
of like I always just pray and say, God will let happen, whatever happens, and like he's got me. Like I never really like let myself get to the panic attack part.
hmm
But of course, mine and everyone else's social media is filled with horrible like flying plane
hmm
incidents in the US. Like I used to see them for like Brazil or like different
hmm
countries, but like most of them all in the US with popular airlines. And now it's like freaking me out a little bit to
hmm
be flying to New York, but
But
I'm
I'm
scared.
Are you
I'm
flying? Are
scared.
you flying Southwest?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, well,
And so, luckily, most of the plane incidents haven't really, or that I've seen, correct me if I'm wrong. Or actually,
yeah.
you know what? Don't correct me if I'm wrong. I don't want to
No,
hear, but I haven't really seen much about Southwest. I saw one thing about Southwest, and the pilot successfully avoided a
yes.
potential
I was just about
crash.
to say that. I haven't
And
seen anything bad about Southwest yet. So,
yeah, and I'm glad, and I think I'm gonna be fine. Again, I'm just gonna pray and be fine.
hmm
Grayson, my husband, is also a little panicky, so but yeah, that's a concern I have, and I'm concerned that like it'll only get worse for everyone.
Mm.
I don't know.
I feel like it's kind of slowed down since, though. I mean, I feel like I haven't seen much in a
I
while.
agree. It was really heavy at like the beginning of the year, like
Yeah.
January, early February. I haven't seen much, but I also couldn't tell myself if I wasn't seeing much because I've been intentionally avoiding it because I
hmm
don't want to send myself into a tizzy, or if
Yeah.
it's because they've lessened.
hmm
But yeah, a lot of people that I work with, because the people I'm around the most are like, yeah, I won't be flying anytime soon. I'm like, okay, thanks, bestie. I have a flight in 5 days, so
Yeah,
let's
like you're like,
just like
hello.
table that conversation for another time. And I think like right sitting here right now, I don't have anxiety about it, but I am a little concerned that I'll get there and be like
Scared.
on the edge of my seat. But you know what? We're just gonna pray and hopefully everything will be
Yeah, maybe take a melatonin or something.
good. Good thing that the flight is at 6:15 in the morning.
Okay.
And let me tell you this quickly. So I'm flying out of Atlanta
Hmm.
and we're driving from Grayson's parents' house, and his parents live about an hour and a half away from Atlanta because that's
Right.
where we're dropping our two off. So we're going there a couple days before so we don't have to leave. We're leaving from his parents' house.
Hmm.
So we went to go like plug in times in Google Maps to see what time we need to leave for the airport on Sunday morning, but like, what time
Yeah.
we need to wake up.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, we like to get to the airport 2 hours before because we're anxious and we get nervous about that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
And I think that's also normal.
It
But
is. Yeah.
so we're like, okay, if we leave at 2, or if we leave, yeah, if we leave at 2, that should put us getting there at 4 and we'll be fine. Then we realized, oh crap, we lose an hour
Hmm.
because going from Alabama to Atlanta is you lose an hour
Yes.
because Central to Eastern time. So we go, okay, well, oh no, we were gonna leave at 3. Then we're like, okay, let's try 2, and the time didn't change. We're like, okay, weird. Let's just go back to 1 because if we leave at 1, that's 2,
Hmm.
Atlanta time, whatever. The time didn't update in Google Maps. And we were like, what the freak? What? Like, traffic can't be that bad. Like,
Yeah.
it's literally 1 a.m. And so we're just sitting here pondering, like, why can't we get this math to work out? Except for when we changed it to like midnight or 12:30,
Hmm.
it was like, oh, you'll get there at 4 or 4:30.
Mm.
Grayson goes, wait, is daylight savings on Sunday?
Oh my gosh, no.
It is.
No.
It sure is. So daylight savings time, your clock either skips forwards or fall back at 2 a.m. So 2 a.m. is really 3 a.m. in Alabama, which is really
No.
4 a.m. in Atlanta. So we have to leave at 12:30 to make our
No.
6:15 flight.
Oh my gosh, that's
How
horrible.
does that happen to someone? Like, how does that happen? I was like, that's not real. That's not real. We were like, just appalled, like floored that that was the case.
Everything
So,
was stacked against you at that point.
and you know what? Didn't realize it when we booked the flight. We'll be leaving at 12:30. So,
Yeah, that's okay. At least you'll get to New York.
right, and that's all
Getting
that
to New
matters.
York.
That's all that matters.
Hey, but I mean, I hope that the airport is crowded so that you getting there 2 hours early makes you feel like you did something right.
Right. Like instead of it going through like 10 minutes and then having an hour and 50 just to chill.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, we'll see. We do have to
Which,
park and take a shuttle and stuff, so I think that will like
yeah,
help.
it'll add it all up. Yeah, you should be good. Um, so this is more of a personal concern, but like I'm having horrible back pain. Lower back pain is something that I've been struggling with literally since I had my first job in Dothan as a news reporter. The equipment was super heavy and it really threw out my back. Anyway, tomorrow I am getting, so for like employee appreciation week or something, the school is
Mm-hmm.
giving us chair massages. And so yep.
Ooh.
So I'm going to get like a 15-minute massage, and I'm scared that it's going to hurt my back even more because I have
Oh.
this like
Mm-hmm.
neck massager thing that's like deep tissue, and I used it on my back the other day because I was like in so much agony. And so it's still really sore from that. And I'm scared that I'm going to be in so much pain tomorrow when I go get my massage because
Um,
yay, it's going to hurt horribly, but hopefully it'll cure some things up. Hopefully. We'll
I
see.
mean, maybe.
I don't know.
There's not really much I can say on that. I'll be praying
Thank
for
you.
healing.
Thank you. Maybe I'll just tell her, maybe just focus on the shoulders for now,
Yeah, yeah,
which she
yeah.
usually does anyway. So I'm like, she probably won't even go to my lower back. All right, I
Well,
think
that was sweet.
Summer, I think we're done. Oh my
I
gosh.
can't believe it. We kept it under 2.
Did we?
Well,
Wait.
film. We've been speaking for like a while, but my video on my phone says an hour 13.
Okay, wait, that's actually really good.
So,
Wait, that's an hour and a half
no, and
less than
like
what we had
obviously there's
before.
plenty we have to cut. Well,
Yay!
I have a really good feeling about this one.
I do too. For those who are like tuned in and listen to the whole thing and potentially watch the video, be sure to go follow us on Instagram, Completely Normal Amount Pod. Our feed is gorgeous, and we're probably going to post our Man Candy
And we love her.
Mondays, as well as potentially any letters that we find from our childhood, which is sweet. Um, and I think we
But
have
yeah,
both of
we post really fun content.
Yes. And we have some good ideas that are coming up as well. I think our like main Instagrams are linked in that bio, if I'm not
Mm-hmm.
mistaken. And if you want to go subscribe to our YouTube channel, Completely Normal Amount Podcast, we will be posting the video format of all of this on there as well. So if you want to see old photos of us, because I know you guys do.
It's also linked in our Instagram bio. Our
Yes.
YouTube is. And we do have a TikTok as well that will is also linked in that same link tree.
Right.
So,
And this is the first time we're ever posting on like Spotify slash Apple Music, whatever. So if there is a way to link stuff in the description, we'll do that as well.
yes. But thank you guys so much for listening.
Oh gosh, I hope they stayed.
Yes, please. Hopefully you did. We're so excited about this project and we can't wait to make more content for you guys.
Yeah, we have a lot of other things that we're uh, completely and normally moderately obsessed with, and we can't wait to
Yes.
share those all with you guys.
But yeah, again, thank you so much for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.